Right, and freshmen aren't allowed to have cars, or not allowed to have cars, right?
Yeah, I think that's mostly. I mean, their excuse is so that so freshmen won't drive home for the weekends, and they'll be forced to get involved with campus activities and things like that on the weekends. But I think the way things are set up here at Bucknell, I don't think many students will leave to go home either way. I think the real reason is just the fact that we have kind of a bad parking situation here, and if there was an extra 900 cars on campus, that would create a lot of issues.
So there's not a whole lot of parking here?
There's a good amount. It's just in select areas. I know trying to find parking around dormitories on the downhill side of campus can be a problem. And really the only extra parking for overflow is all the way on the other side of campus, which is not very helpful for someone trying to get parking near the dorm rooms. Right,
because you consider it's more of a walking campus rather than, there's not a lot of traffic running through the middle of campus all the time.
There's virtually none.
Okay. And before you mentioned something about Greek life being a pretty big part of the Bucknell experience. Now, are freshmen allowed to be a part of Greek life here?
Freshmen are not. The rush process does not begin until beginning of sophomore year, and that's primarily because I prefer it that way because it really allows students to form their own relationships with their friends. A lot of times it's within their freshman halls or within any kind of other organization that they get involved in during their freshman year. And then, once those tight bonds are kind of formed, then the students can kind of branch out to other things their second year and begin the rush process at the beginning of their sophomore semester. Okay,
and when you were a first-year student here, were you involved in any type of residential programs or?
Yes, one of the things that Bucknell offers is a thing called residential college, and there are 6 of them, and they all are involving different focuses that a student might be interested in, such as arts, humanities, environmental, society and technology, which was the college that I was a part of. And the whole point of this college is you end up living in a community with your fellow students, and you take a class together. We have a choice of classes you can take together, and also this involves going on school trips and doing other activities within your hall. And kind of the whole point of it is because you have similar interests, you are able to form much tighter relationships with your fellow hallmates, and you're not just all just living together, you're actually doing stuff together as well.
Okay. Is that your alma mater being played in the background?
Yeah, they actually passed, the administration made it a new thing that they do over this past year, where at 5:30 every day they play the alma mater on the bells over at the chapel.
Oh, okay. All right, neat. Any other traditions that happen here at the school, or any other traditions?
There was a bunch of freshman traditions that go on. A bunch of things that go on during freshman orientation, just kind of to help you introduce you into the campus and kind of start forming that sense of family. And also on the beginning of your second semester, freshman year, they have a thing called First Night, which officially inducts you as an alumni of the Bucknell campus since you did complete a semester. You technically are considered an alumni of Bucknell, and they have a big event that goes on for that, and that's also where you unveil your class seal and your class flag and such. And after that, the traditions kind of slow down because at that point everyone kind of gets separated into their own world of Bucknell. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and going back to housing, do you think students should be allowed to live off campus?
Yeah, I think so. I know the plan is to actually enforce so that all students live on campus, and they want to try to do that by buying all the off-campus houses and moving the campus onto that premises. And I definitely think they should allow students to live off campus, because I mean, we have a thing here called the Bucknell bubble, and basically what happens is you get so enveloped in campus that you kind of get lost in what actually is going on in the real world. And being able to be off campus and still come to school definitely is an advantage if you want to try to form a sense of individuality, and also if you want to be able to do things out of the constraints of the campus rules and things like that.
Okay, and in your classes themselves, did you go outside of campus for any academic, like field trips or activities or anything where you had to work with the community?
I know I was not a part of a fraternity, but I know community service is a big part of what they do, and they do a lot of volunteer work throughout different organizations in the town. Part of my residential college, we did a bunch of field trips to different campsites, to different cities, and the whole point of them all was just for educational value, based on kind of what the theme of the residential college was. So, yeah.
Okay, and so overall, what do you think are Bucknell's strengths?
Like I said before, I think the size of the campus is a big benefit. The focus that the faculty gives to you in helping you out in your education is one of the other big things. I think, the advantage of a school like this compared to a school like Penn State is that you can get much more focus from your professors. You don't have any teacher's assistants teaching any classes or any labs. They'll be there to assist and help answer questions, but they're not running the classroom by any means. So you get a lot of direct contact with your professors, and by a few weeks, all the professors know who you are by name, and I think that really helps out in improving the quality of your education, no matter where it is. And Bucknell happens to have that kind of educational system.
Okay, and now the hardest question, what do you think are Bucknell's weaknesses, or what would you like to see changed?
I've been asked this a lot, and I've never really been able to give a good answer. I know there are weaknesses. It's just kind of hard to pinpoint them because they don't really stand out to me that much. It's kind of a situation where you live with what you got, and you don't know how much better it could be because you don't know what you can get. So I can't really. It's hard for me to answer that question. So sorry.
No problem. All right. Well, thanks for your time, and I hope you have a good rest of the day.